Scott, do I leave this microphone on when I'm not doing something? Okay, and do I talk to you through the microphone if I want to tell you? Okay, not like this mic, just through my headset. Oh, I can if I want to tell you I have a hit or something? Okay. Okay, gotcha. Testing, 1, 2, 3, 4. Chris Coyle is out of the lineup tonight because his wife is in labor, so he is with her now at the hospital as they await for the arrival of their new baby. I can't hear anything at all now. Okay, now I can hear. It keeps going in and out, so I really can't hear anything in my IFB is going in and out. I can't hear anything. Okay, it's back now. I can kind of hear you, but it keeps coming in and out. Testing, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Shoot any stand-ups with this camera also?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think at the beginning.
Yep.
I'm going to do one. We're going to talk to me right before the game starts. And then
the interviews with the players or the coaches.
Yes, at halftime. And then I'll probably have a few things in the game, and I'll get you, and I'll tell him.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah, we can do it. Chris?
Yeah.
Austin, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Like 20. It's like 20 degrees. Nervous?
I'm always nervous. Why? I don't know. I have to work with people like the Panther Power.
What's the worst thing if you become social media, distraction? Go fly.
Week 6 of Major League Rugby returns to Texas as Houston and New York look to stay in touch with the top 4. Welcome to Constellation Field on a crisp Saturday night. Dan Power with you alongside Mr. Texas himself, Kip McConaughey. And the SaberCats last week, they took a tough loss at home to Toronto, while RUNY, a trip west, yielded them about the same amount, a loss to Seattle. Both these sides come here tonight looking to really stay in touch for that finals race, Kit.
That's exactly right, Dan. Both these sides, tough losses last week. Some mistakes, chances to win is certainly the case for RUNY. They're going to be looking to bounce back, and Houston's in a position, well, quite frankly, they need to pick up the victory tonight, especially considering they're playing at home.
Yeah, we talk about that, Kit. Let's take a look at the standings coming into tonight's games, and it is very tight. The importance of tonight, none more significant as you see both these sides resting towards the bottom of the table.
Yeah, you look at Houston in 8th place. If they get a victory tonight and the bonus point, they can move up into 5th. That is the highest they can go. And last week we mentioned that loss. Well, for Rugby New York, that was really a chance to solidify their spot at the top of the standings. They're going to be looking to bounce back. 2-1, looking at these teams above them, they think they should be in the mix.
And Kit, let's take a look around the league now. All 3 games happening tonight in Major League Rugby.
Yeah, massive night here in Major League Rugby. Obviously, this match tonight, Rugby New York coming down south to take on the SaberCats. It's going to be a cold one up there in the Rocky Mountains. Glendale hosting Toronto Arrows, nothing the Arrows won't be prepared for. And then a big one with 2 of the top teams, the Warriors and Gold, up in the mountains of Utah.
Now let's take a look at tonight's game. The keys for the traveling side, RUNY out of New York.
Yeah, for the visitors, they need to fix the line out. They want to limit the space for Houston backs to operate, and they need to shut down Windsor. It's about possession, but possession with a purpose, not just having the ball, but able to come up with points, something that they made a mistake in last week, and no let up. They need to play the full 80 minutes, can't play the first half. And for Houston, well, eliminate mistakes, slow down Fodden, and for the kicking game, it's all about Sam Windsor, the rook. If he can split the uprights, they always have a chance to win.
As we take a look at the player to watch, not surprisingly, it's 34 capped England international Ben Foden, who really had a great performance last week against Seattle, assisting in a few tries, running for an absolute bilchum of meters out there on the West Coast. And now for the home side, you've already mentioned him, Sam Windsor. He won a game off his boot against Austin just 4 weeks ago, looking to do the same here tonight.
Yeah, to a large degree, as Sam Windsor goes, so go the SaberCats. He's led Houston all year long. He will need to have a big match tonight if the SaberCats have a chance against this Rugby New York side.
There you have it, folks. The stage is set here in Houston, Texas. When we return from the break, we'll take an in-depth look at both of these lineups. It's Rugby United New York on the road, Houston SaberCats at home, right after the break.
Hello, my name is Christopher Santarose. I'm the master instructor of United Taekwondo here in Katy, Texas. We teach Taekwondo to children and adults of all ages. We also have Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Friday nights at 6:30. We look forward to meeting you and your family soon.
Major League Rugby is back. Join the uncaged action with your Houston SaberCats.
Are you looking for something fun and exciting for the whole family?
Do you like non-stop action and big hits?
Kids tickets starting at $10.
No helmets, no pads, just 2 teams going to battle.
This week, your Houston SaberCats take on New Orleans Gold at Constellation Field in Sugar Land. Get your tickets now.
Call 281-612-7837 or go to HoustonSaberCats.com.
Aviva, proudly sponsoring Houston SaberCats Rugby. With over 16,000 customers and 4,400 employees across the globe, we have delivered unrivaled excellence for more than 50 years. In an environment that is increasing in complexity, the one constant is the need for change. Change driven by new demands, by a desire to do things better, and by sustaining what you've created. We enable customers to master change, pushing boundaries in a digital world where everything is possible.
And welcome back to Constellation Field, Houston, Texas. Week 6 of Major League Rugby about to kick off. And Kit, let's take a look at how both these sides will line up here tonight.
Yeah, take a look for Rugby United New York. Obviously, a few change made. They have Quill Brakely still in the USA camp. Alex McDonald continues there at flanker. The Roosters without Kyle Sumption away on coaching duties with Army. So Matt Houston replacing him. Matt Workin comes in for Houston in the reserves, and the Butcher up front.
Yeah, the Butcher, a welcome return at line-out time in particular as we take a look at the home side, the SaberCats. And the injury bug has struck down Houston early this year. They're forced to make a little bit of a reshuffle in the background as we see Connor Mills slide into the 12 jersey. And the returning of the Flying Fijians together at last, Kalena Sau and VT 13-14. They will look to set the turf alight here. As we take a look at the bench, deep benches for both these sides.
Yeah, deep benches indeed. Almeida, the big man at over 300 pounds. Look for him to come in if they need help up front. And for Rugby United New York, Marcus Walsh, fantastic scrum half if they need his services, the Irishman. But deep benches for both. We'll see how that progresses later in this match.
And for more on the sides tonight, we go down to the sideline and welcome the third member of our side, Austin Ivan.
Well, Chris Coyle is out of the lineup tonight and isn't at the stadium, but for a good reason, as just a couple hours ago, his wife went into labor, so he is with her now at the hospital as they await for the arrival of their new baby. We want to be the first to congratulate him and his wife on the newest addition to his family. I spoke with some of his teammates before the game who said they are excited for him as he begins this new journey, but said they will miss him in the lineup tonight.
They'll miss him tonight, and he'll be missing some sleep over the next 18 years too, young Chris Coyle. Congratulations to the Coyles on the new addition. Not a bad reason to miss a game. There is Ben Krause, our referee for tonight. You may recognise him from the HSBC World Series, a very, very decorated referee, as we are moments away from kickoff tonight. And Kit, you're a Texan man. It's happy Independence Day for Texas. All the fans tuning in around Texas, a very happy Independence Day. And to those tuning in New York, in particular, at the RUNY Watch Party at the Pig and Whistle, well, you live in New York City, the greatest city on earth. Every day is a celebration, so welcome in as well.
World's best rugby bar, the Pig and Whistle, right there. A fantastic spot to catch a match. Glad to have you with us. Anticipate a good one tonight. Both these teams looking for a victory. And I mentioned, for Houston, it's been unlucky. They got the win in their first match over Austin, a one-pointer. They haven't won since. And they're interesting to see how the visitors respond. Are they road weary? They played 4 straight matches. They've been to California. They've been to Seattle. Now here to Texas. And we'll see how much they have in the tank for tonight's match.
Absolutely right there, kid. No question that the travel will eventually take its toll on Rugby United New York. For the Roosters and their fans, the question will be, does it take its toll tonight? It'll be the SaberCats on the left of your screen wearing the black. The ball in the hands of fly half Sam Windsor. They will kick off. RUNY to receive on the right in the blue and white hoops. 80 minutes of round 6 action for Major League Rugby about to get underway here. As Windsor makes contact with the ball and goes deep. RUNY, first use, Denise in the starting lineup again tonight. James Denise after a very solid debut for RUNY last week against Seattle. As RUNY looks to work this from outside their 22.
RUNY looked to get something started early. Yeah, you mentioned the speed with the return of Vithi and Kalina-Sao. How impressive the flying Fijians are. Houston will be dangerous tonight.
Yeah, the kick chase will be imperative for RUNY with Vithi back there. And you know Kalina-Sao likes to slide back on the counter as well, Kit. Very, very dangerous. Great to see them back on the field for the first time this year.
And what a difference having the two of them on the pitch together makes. And for Houston, about eliminating mistakes. They were killed by turnovers last week against Toronto. They have to figure out a way to slow down Ben Foden. Foden back at 15 where he should be, a born fullback. That's going to give him a lot of power, a lot of control. See how he dictates that.
First line out here, throw for a tool. Well taken by Meeson as Murphy now shifts to his right. Windsor finds Schramm. They come around to this right-hand side yet again. Looking to punch through that first line of defence of Rugby United New York. Murphy. Windsor, well read there by the outside centre. That's O'Keefe, he shifts from the wing to 13 tonight. That's a real confidence booster.
Beautiful job from O'Keefe, read it perfectly, intercepted it, great hands to the ball in that situation, just when Houston looked to get it wide out to the danger man.
As they kick down to this corner, over the head of Vithi. Joshua Vithi obviously spent some time with Fiji in the Sevens program. His teammate Kalina-Sao, gold medalist in 2016 in Rio.
Before that, he got his face on the $7 bill in Fiji.
You say that like you're not on the currency.
I don't know many people that are.
Who's in front? Is that you?
Outstanding achievement, no doubt. Probably the biggest sporting moment in Fijian sports history.
Just hold it.
First gold medal.
Listen up, we're not going to walk in the game so you get in.
They invented 7-a-side
Get some time to each other and then we go.
Yeah, for New York, it'll be important to fix the line out, getting Dylan Fawcett, the butcher, back from the Eagles, where he came on last week as a sub in their victory over Brazil. That is going to help a lot. Last week, they lost a good chunk of ball in their own line out. in that loss up in the Pacific Northwest. Nicely taken there. Good job on the first set piece for New York.
Ball is set here for
ball
RUNY.
out, Mikey. Mikey, ball out, he won't detach.
Towards the line, it worked well for them down in New Orleans just 2 weeks ago. They're over the line, but the referee unhappy with the progress there.
That's why I said get it
Blow
out.
this up, it'll be a scrum for the SaberCats. On their own 5-metre line though, Kit, but an early confidence booster for the pack of the Cats.
Indeed. That's going to be something the Cats think they may have an advantage in. They have some size up front if they can utilize it. This is a big opportunity right here, taking a look at the reserve bench for the home side. A beautiful evening here in the great state of Texas. As long as the inclement weather holds off, it should be a perfect night for rugby. Certainly an improvement from the weather back there in the Big Apple. But a blizzard hitting New York.
Can I get more of a shoulder there? 6 shoulders.
That's why RUNY were on the road.
Crouch!
To open the season. The unpredictable weather
Bind!
that plagues much of the United States
Set.
early in the year. Perfect conditions tonight, not a lick of breeze.
Okay, that was yours. Now it's my turn.
Houston having
Okay?
a leg the caliber of Sam Windsor, the rook, the Aussie. This certainly plays to his strengths, as does this pitch. It's a narrow configuration, really gives him all kinds of range.
And you make sure you get a nice deep and elbow up as well.
Look there, the bench of the SaberCats really tested early this year. We talked to their skills and attack coach, Paul Emmerich, also the head coach of the West Houston Lions, and he expressed that the depth has already been stretched almost to its limit here for the SaberCats.
It has indeed. They have that with the West Houston Lions. It's where Matt Almeida came from, a few other players, but having some season-ending injuries early actually tested the players on that bench, but it's given opportunities for substitutes as well for Houston.
Absolutely, Kit. Just building the depth throughout the league is only a good thing as this pressure relieving penalty goes the way of the SaberCats. Windsor will clear up towards the 40-metre line. SaberCats will have this line out.
Yeah, that's a big key for New York. They have to shut down Sam Windsor, maybe the best fly half in the league. They have to figure out a way to keep him under pressure and not let him beat them. Make someone else do the work for Houston. It can't be Windsor.
We have 2 players of the week award recipients in the lineups, Cahill Marsh in 10 and Windsor in 10. So the battle of the fly halves, definitely one to watch tonight. As the SaberCats are able to secure this line out. Murphy waits patiently at the back.
Leave it!
New York wants to put the pressure on Murphy, force him to be the man.
Now forcing a turnover.
But nicely done here from New York.
That's a good tactic from New York too, Kid. You want Murphy kicking. Second most kicks in the entire Major League Rugby.
Not now, go.
Drops down to 12
14 off
meters per kick. So there you see a short kicker. Typically those box kicks, whereas Windsor...
You're off your feet, then you're contesting for the ball. If you want to play the ball today, on your feet. Easy.
So well said there, Kit McConaughey. Definitely want to limit the amount of times that you let Sam Windsor clear the ball out of their 22.
Yeah, the aforementioned Marsh, what a job he's done his first year in New York. Sends it out, the former Leinster man, 22 caps, 26 caps, 22 points in his Leinster career for the Dublin native.
Yeah, I won't let them throw. Matthew? I won't let them throw unless we got numbers.
With Rugby United.
Well, that's one thing we've seen. Both
in.
of these front rows for both sides, all Irishmen, all 3. And the one that you can make a bit of a case for not being that Paddy Ryan, who's actually born in Chicago but grew up in Ireland. Everyone else, the front line for either side.
Over 15.
Of Irish
Static once.
Punchline in there somewhere. He's not finding it. Now RUNY have the small set, force it at the back. They'll be very happy to see the Butcher back in the number 2 jersey here tonight for RUNY. They continue to push forward. The SaberCats.
Right, Mike, it's static. You need to go now. No, you go back.
Repeat. As it breaks down onto the ground. Petrie pleading at the back.
Stay.
Finds Leonard. Leonard short, under pressure. O'Keefe can't handle. Marsh. There's a knock-on spotted there by Krause. We'll come back to the scrum for the SaberCats. 2 opportunities in the 10-metre area. 2 opportunities gone begging.
And missed opportunities indeed, and that is one thing that neither team
But you can't
can
change your
have.
bind,
You have to
change the
take
position.
advantage when
If
you
were
have
there,
the ball in
fell,
that deep of
you're happy.
territory. Now scrum to Houston.
More. 9. Just push it. Just a lot of pushing.
That all Irish front.
Scrum was fine. Scrum was fine.
Very even contest so
For
far.
change, it was the
set
back, sir.
piece.
That was going to be the question, especially in the scrum, where you've got Deaver, O'Toole, Conley up front for Houston. On the other side, Rockford, Fawcett, and Ryan. Who would have the advantage?
All line from here, Jamie. Let's go.
On
me.
I want you to hang on. Okay, get it nice and deep and keep it up as well. Crouch!
The territory game heavily favouring RUNY here in the opening 8 minutes.
Bind!
Game being played all in Houston's
Set! 2, 2, 3!
Oh! Probably looked to clear off the back here after a set left.
Stay on.
Schramm goes, finds Murphy, kicks under pressure. Low driving kick up towards the halfway line, and Foden. He's happy to continue to play the territory game here is Ben Foden, who slides back to his preferred 15 jersey.
And that's huge for New York, having Foden wearing the 15. Last week he was incredible against Seattle, carried for 129 meters, averaged 10 meters a carry, also had 3 line breaks, 3 tackle breaks, to give you an idea what a talented player the Englishman is. 250 appearances with the Northampton Saints, including that 2014 Aviva Premiership title.
Under pressure, Petrie goes across, skips that pass out wide.
Tackle!
Now Marsh continues the same way. Regis is putting there. Now looking to charge forward. Want to play front foot rugby here, Rugby United. It's Houston, little opening in front of him, finds Foden. Now a little bit of space for Matina as he goes up to the 22. Vithi manhandles him to the ground. Denise, on the back foot there, Denise. No advantage coming their way.
That's you. Kicking the ball in the ruck.
Grouse rings over Constellation Field.
You're not allowed to kick a ball in the ruck.
In a similar situation just moments ago, Marsh went to the sideline. You would have to think he's going to do the same here.
Yeah, you would assume he would in this situation. You saw Chris Matina, the New York native, played for his head coach back in high school, won a national championship there at Xavier. And went on to Delaware to play for the Blue Hens, a fantastic talent with USA Sevens. And he's the kind of guy, if he gets the ball in space, incredibly dangerous, great stepper is Matina.
He needs to strike it back.
You see referee Kraus explain the penalty,
they don't
kicking
give
the ball through the ruck. Introduced last year, they tried to clean up the breakdown, so you can't kick the ball, even though it's on the ground. And just explaining to Vithi there, that's the reason for the penalty. Force it. On point.
And you see what having Fawcett back means in the line out.
And an open play as well as the Butcher. Look at those big legs just pumping. Now Petrie to his left. Picks up his front rower. Rochford. Getting some work done with McDonald. With another touch.
Stay here.
Denise at the back. Well handled though. Kalina South
Step
brings him back into the breakdown.
Stay there.
One more time around.
Let's push here.
Close eye here on Marsh as he's sitting at the back, just waiting patiently, looking for that mismatch.
Missed it.
McDonald, another touch there for the number 4. At the back now with Ryan.
You stop complaining now, okay? You stop complaining. Play a bit of rugby.
His options.
And again, and again.
Amy Diva goes to his right.
Get back, get back.
Tip on there.
Advantage high.
Game roster you can have.
High tackle, play advantage.
Outstanding last week, round 5, first 15, led the team with 16 carries.
Stay here, get back, look at.
Definitely emptied the tank out there at Starfire Stadium just 6 days ago for Rugby United.
Get back
now
here.
Petrie steps in.
Thank you.
Keep your eyes on Marsh.
It's available, use it.
Very patient play here. See the experience coming through here, Kit, of RUNY.
Yeah, last one.
Just
Let's see if it
building
goes.
the phases, waiting
Let's see if it goes anywhere, Mike.
for the SaberCats to
Let's see if it goes
overcommit to
anywhere.
a breakdown. One of those big forwards we talked about. Now they're close. They're going to push to the line.
Short.
Just short. Millimetres, in fact.
Use it.
Ryan at the back. He'll have a shot himself. Paddy Ryan. He's met by low shoulders. And they're over their pill. One more around. The opening try after 12 minutes goes the way of RUNY. And it's just continued pressure on the try line, Kip McConaughey, and it pays dividends.
Yeah, what a fantastic job. You mentioned the patience, and that's exactly what it was. They were patient. They knew they had the advantage. They had everything going their way. No reason to make a mistake. That is a fantastic team try. And a nice start for the visitors, able to put themselves ahead with the opening try 13 minutes in.
It looks like it may be the Butcher who bagged some early meat there. 5 points. It was a mess of bodies on the try line as Marshall looked to convert.
Just test.
It's exactly what RUNY needed here out of the gates to start well.
That was the second one as well, huh?
You and I spoke with some of these RUNY players earlier before the match, and they freely admitted that the travel has been an issue, and they are very happy to not have to go back to the West Coast this season. That is a long flight from New York to San Diego, and certainly the case to Seattle as well.
Conversion successful, 7 points to 0. It's RUNY who take an early lead over the Houston SaberCats. 14 minutes gone here at Constellation Field.
Going left or right?
RUNY dominating early. Marsh with the successful conversion.
Matthew.
But all the possession on the side of New York. Houston has seen very little of the ball. It's been played on their end. The home team needs to get some offense going.
Well, that won't help their cause, Kit, as Windsor's kick goes out and the forward will come back to halfway for a scrum. It's not only possession, but territory. They may end up with a kink in my net from looking left all night here from our position as RUNY is just dominating down the SaberCats 22.
RUNY, everything going their way, coming out, a great start. You mentioned what a difference it means having the Butcher Dylan Fawcett back on national team duty. Still missing players. Three forwards with the Eagles, Quill and Brakely, huge losses, but getting a player like that of that caliber, massive difference for New York.
Right, time back on.
They're going to be looking to right the situation. It was a tough loss last week at Seattle. Difficult place to play there with the seawall. And there were opportunities for New York. There were opportunities for them to walk out of there with the victory. They couldn't. And that sour taste has been in their mouth all week long, looking to rectify it here in the Lone Star State tonight.
They were the undefeated teams going into last week's game.
Sit!
I don't think Mike Tolkien and his team will be too disappointed. They
back 9.
Return back to New York in a few weeks for their opening home game. It'll be a very welcome return too as Foden takes that ball off the scrum. May have just put a foot on the sideline, it appears. Yes, the assistant referee's flag is up.
And Greg Varnell right there on the spot, saw the foot on the sideline. That's a break for Houston. And it will be a break for New York when they get to go home. One more match on the road. They're out at Utah next week, and then they will be there at MCU Park hosting Toronto in that first home opener. Take another look there. Foden doing everything he could and wrestled down. Assistant referee right there to catch him out.
Get back 2. Line out's over.
Taking the back by Schramm.
Still inside, still inside.
Murphy, quick box kick, drives this low. Great kick from Murphy.
Perfectly placed.
Takes him into the RUNY's side of halfway here.
So far, RUNY will be pleased that it is Murphy taking the majority of the kicks and not Windsor.
Keys, Lansing, forwards coach for RUNY. Played a lot of his rugby in South Africa for the Blue Bulls. RUNY with his throw-in just in between the 40 and the halfway line, their end of the field. Fawcett, been precision-like so far. Houston.
RUNY perfect 3 for 3 in the line-out.
Which is a big contrast from last week. That's where their issues were against Seattle. Line-out. Tucker, rebound Hutting. Grabbing the steal, many line-out throws for RUNY. Victory plays quick off the back. Short to Leonard. This one though, coming in from the side there against RUNY. This is in the range of Sam Windsor.
It is indeed. Most things on the offensive side of the pitch are within the side of the Rook, Sam Windsor. This certainly is. Windsor, so impressive what he's able to do. The 30-year-old fly half out of New South Wales.
What's up, boys?
Out to touch just inside the 22. Windsor, a busy man, not just on the pitch, but also serving as the backs coach for the SaberCats.
Becoming quite the local celebrity. I think I see him on a lot of the drive time radio shows and getting some airtime. Not trying to rush him off the field, but he seems like he's got a career post-rugby kind of set up down here in Houston.
He's certainly a fan favorite for good reason.
SaberCats know that penalties are probably not going to win the game here tonight.
Did you get that at once?
They set this ball. Peel off. There goes O'Toole. 10 metres out from the line. Murphy to his left. Murphy comes back. It's up to Eva.
Rock! Stay here.
Schramm to his left, goes out the back. Great pickup from Windsor. Sam scored a brilliant individual try last week against Toronto from a similar position. Again, the SaberCats back down this right-hand short side. Murphy, little dummy. Mike Petrie played in 3 World Cups. There's not much he hasn't seen as Murphy goes the veteran scrum half with that darting little run.
Houston doing a good job making tough meters right now, continuing to advance. They've yet to send it out wide, continuing to punch with the big men.
Fly half Windsor. Ball comes out. Go champ. Now Windsor goes. Let's two go. Pendulino back on the inside. Well read, no advantage. We come back for the penalty. Murphy likes to go quick here. RUNY will have to be very aware of the scrum half.
I mentioned in the open there, Chris Coyle, and again, congratulations to he and his family welcoming a child tonight. Chris Parker taking his spot as Luke Beauchamp moves to the number 7 shirt. You're exactly right, Dan. Kicks, 3 points. You wouldn't imagine against a team as caliber as New York that would do it. I think Houston knows that certainly early in the match, that they want to match punch for punch, so to speak. That being said, Windsor will bring the tee out.
Well, they had a good crack, didn't they, Kip? Went for the line out. They had a real good shot there, and 3 points on the board. This is really their first trip down into RUNY's 22. I'm okay with this decision for Sam Windsor and the Houston SaberCats. As we saw in the opening week, a game that you were on, Kit. The boot of Sam Windsor was all it took to defeat the Austin Elite.
21-20 down in the capital city. All points coming off the boot of Windsor, was able to give the visitors the 1-point win.
He likes to look at that one off the right foot. Flags are up. 7 points to 3 after 20 minutes. And we will step away and take a short break. When we return, the first half continues here at Consolation Field. It's the SaberCats and Rugby United New York slugging it out in a Week 6 Major League Rugby matchup.
Super. I don't know anymore. And I've grown so tired of helping ungrateful masses. It's time. It's time to be super again. It's beach season.
The EM Sculpt is non-invasive and requires no recovery time or pre or post preparation. Get treated in just 30 minutes. Feel results right away. You'll see positive results soon after treatment and continue for weeks after. Schedule your appointment today with the one and only Timeless Plastic Surgery. Our board-certified doctors will get you on your way to washboard abs in no time.
beaches love abs.
Cape and superpowers not included.
And welcome back here, Constellation Field. 20 minutes in the books. RUNY in the lead, 7 points to 3 over the Houston SaberCats. Penalty goal to Sam Windsor right before the break. A try to Dylan Fawcett, conversion from Cahill Marsh. And there's that man Marsh who gets us restarted. It really has been a battle of territory here for the opening 20 minutes as New York enjoyed a dominance in that field early on, and now as they get the turnover at the kickoff, looking to add some more pain to the SaberCats here. Down the blind side they come, turn back to Deniso from Petrie.
That's fine.
Denise, such a tough man to bring down.
The mayor of Bayonne plays rugby with Nyack. Mike Tolkien's long-time favourite players.
He's old school, that enforcer at the breakdown mentality. Not a guy you want to test.
Advantage coming away here off Rugby United. Let's see what they can do with it. Petrie moves to his right. Marsh, crossfield kick. They want that one back. The young Irishman. No advantage coming though. We have timeout. Let's go listen in here to referee Kraus. Could be a card coming as he goes over to have a chat. She's coming out of the mark. He's okay.
I like the idea there from Marsh, just too much on it. Had Matina open, just couldn't find him.
General manager James English. Sideline. High tackle. There you see the indication from referee Kraus. Marsh right in front of the post. No thoughts of 3 points here, kid. He's going right to the sideline. And we talk about bonus points in the open. You mentioned both these sides can't climb past fifth. Bonus points become so important moving forward.
Yeah, bonus points are massive, and that's why the kick was out into touch and not for the post. It's about getting those tries, not settling for the 3 in the penalty goal.
Tempo, guys, tempo!
Fawcett. Throw. Have a reset and a redo of that one.
Not straight there. Right now, I mean, just a complete difference in the lineout from New York from a week ago with Fawcett back in the lineup and as the thrower, they're perfect 3 for 3.
That continues. The big man Deacon flies high. They'll try to maul this over. The forwards got it done last time. They might get it done again here. They're over the line. It's a matter of grounding, held up and pushed back by the SaberCats. Come back out to the 5 metre line to reset the scrum and do it all over again. See the impact that Dylan Fawcett's had on this side.
Absolutely incredible what the Butcher's been able to do. Outstanding man out of Wexford, Ireland. USA Eagle. And hats off, credit to Houston there defensively. The SaberCats able to keep New York from grounding the ball there and unable to add to their total. They will get another opportunity. So far, this match dictated by Rugby United New York, everything going their way, possession. Look at where the match has been played, almost all on Houston's side of the pitch. This is something that Houston is going to have to remedy and quickly.
Important they don't leak too many points early on here.
We need to get a sub ready. All right.
Petrie with the put in. So far, kid, pretty even at scrum time. I've been impressed with both these packs. Good platforms.
And we knew it would be a battle in the scrum, and so far that has proven to be the case. The Irish front lines, neither able to really stake their claim of who's better, at least early on.
Sit. Go 9.
Put in. Good shot initially there by RUNY as Deacon goes off the back. Windsor shoots in, shut the number 8 down. Gets the ground. Advantage to RUNY again. There's McDonald. Little gap open, closed very quickly. Parker gets the start tonight in the absence of Coyle. No advantage, will come back for the penalty.
And again, Houston's defense able to stand Sean Bowett's neck. The SaberCats backs against the wall, in danger of going into a deeper hole right now, doing things defensively. We'll see if they can. And it'll be the third opportunity coming for Rugby United New York.
Beauchamp gets a yellow card for a high tackle. Rouse, no choice there. 10 minutes in the bin for the Houston SaberCat number 7.
Some water, please, Paul.
They'll be down to 14. And now advantage at scrum time squarely in the favour of Rugby United New York.
Without a doubt, a massive turn there as the flanker Beauchamp heads to the sin bin for 10 minutes. This is an opportunity that New York will want to exploit. Houston holding their own in the scrum. It'll be much more difficult without Beauchamp.
Hide behind the scrum.
As Benjamin comes into the scrum. Funny joke about that kid. His first ever camp way back in 2008. Scott Johnson, Australian head coach of the USA Eagles, actually thought he was a prop. He's nuggety build. He thought he was a hooker or a front rower. And he had to back Scott. Now he's in the scrum. So Scott Johnson, Nostradamus, predicted it 12 years or 11 years down the track.
And remember, this is a man who played soccer professionally. He represented Guam before switching to the other football. I asked him last time he picked up the round ball and how many pounds he's put on since then. He said, yeah, he picked up a soccer ball not too long ago, and he doesn't even remember what he used to weigh back when he played soccer.
Only lose inside going forward. We need all three if you want to dominate it.
I'd like to commute to some people like, is he coming?
How much longer can Houston continue to defend this way? So far, it's been a masterclass in defending. New York just 5 meters away from the line.
Kid, I was just thinking the same thing. Since we've come back from that break, 6 minutes non-stop, Rugby United knocking on the door here.
Fine.
If Houston can repel this, what a shot now, what a confidence booster moving forward, but it's also depleting, doing all this tackling.
Right, 9 ball out.
There's Deacon at the back, Petrie peels to his left. Deacon's going to go that way. Oh, pass doesn't go to hand. Wallace Sims, though. The fancy footwork almost sneaks through. Now, Denise picks it up, and then the big number 7 dives over the line for the try. And what an opportunistic play there from James Denise as he gets the second try for RUNY.
As you call him, the mayor of Bayonne, New Jersey, the American, 33 years young, the enforcer, so difficult to bring down. And indeed, fantastic work right there, opportunistic. Denise found himself with it, made no mistake.
There is old teammate of mine, actually, James Denise. We played together in the legendary, the halcyon days of New York Athletic Club. And
I'm sure you have a few stories from those era. I don't know that any are era appropriate.
I think for my health and for James's reputation, we will keep them off air.
Fair enough.
That's a great try there for number 7. The longevity as well, young man when he got started, when I was an old man, and still playing at the highest level here for Rugby United. Now Marsh. Look to convert this out in the left-hand touchline.
Yes, please, Mark.
Great strike there from the fly half. Flags go up. It's 14 points to 3. Rugby United playing a very, very patient, very efficient style of rugby here tonight, keeping it in the forwards. Nothing flashy yet. They seem to be willing to grind things out here against Houston.
I must say I'm extremely impressed. I knew they were a patient side the way they've taken the opportunities, been able to stay within their game plan, just playing their style, right to their form. And this is what you want to see so far. It's been very clinical from New York, everything going their way. And Houston has to get something going before the halftime break.
Well, we saw last week against Toronto, that really cost them the game, that closing couple of minutes before the break kick, where Toronto ran in 2 tries. It'll be utmost important for Justin Fitzpatrick and his team to stop the flow of points here for Rugby United into the break. And RUNY, historically, looking through their statistics, have not done well leading into the break. They'll be looking to turn that around.
If you speak with any coaching staff, they'll tell you that those 5 to 8 minutes previous to halftime and the 5 to 8 coming out in the second half are absolutely critical momentum-wise. New York knows that. They want to keep their foot down, not allow Houston to get anything going.
Parker, he takes a run. Now Diva, look at the big man striding down the middle. Murphy will play quickly, Windsor. Finds Mills. Angelina in trouble. Mills just taking too much time with the ball in there and had to distribute quickly there.
And that's it exactly. Need to get the ball out quicker. Need to clean ball out to Angelina and let him go. And one thing for Houston, they haven't gotten the flying Fijians the ball at all offensively. They need touches.
Well, speaking of the devil, there's Kalina Sal back on the inside. In traffic though. You see the attacking weapons.
Houston just taking too much time. That's giving New York time to get set defensively. They're doing a very good job of it.
Murphy to his right. Windsor. Kalina again. Finds his former teammate, now current teammate. Dribble inside Meeson, hauled that shot quickly. Houston, yeah, he got him with a rib tickler on that one.
Ooh, what a hit there from Matt Houston, the North Carolina native.
Now Murphy to his left. Windsor. Looms up on his right shoulder. That door shuts quickly. Schramm, nice line from Schramm. Loses his footing though. Puts the ice skates on there, Schramm. Otherwise he was in a little bit of space. Could have caused some trouble for RUNY.
An opportunity there for the big German, just couldn't keep his footing.
Now VP. Murphy to his right, Windsor. Parker, great line speed from RUNY. Now Windsor. Mills in traffic. Murphy again, Windsor will go high. Back to the wing of Patina. Marsh is down there under pressure. Marsh spills that one. The referee blows the penalty. Could be for a dangerous tackle here.
We'll have to take a look. This was big there. Marsh unable to secure it. Nice kick and a good tackle as well. Nicely done on the chase. Indeed, the penalty to New York. Big Joshua Vithi, slow to his feet. Knew that was a missed chance for Houston.
Was tripped down there towards the 22. Comes up fruitless for the SaberCats. Now this line out for RUNY on their own 40-metre line. That danger period we talked about, that final 8 minutes. Turned over though for the Cats. And it's Vithi trying to make amends there for that tackle.
No advantage.
Back to the knock-on against Rugby United. It'll be a scrum here for the SaberCats. They'd love to get some points in these closing moments of the first half.
They'd love to. They need to get some points here in the closing moments of the first half. A half thus far dominated by New York. Chances have been few and far between for Houston. Starting to see some signs of life, some sparks offensively from Houston the last few minutes, and that's good, but need to turn it into points ultimately. That's what matters.
You rather want to move. Oh, no, just go for it. Come off. Come off. Is he fine? Is he fine?
Look at the engine room.
Okay, well, let's go.
Both these sides.
Time back on. Let's go.
Some big men. They know each other. They played with each other. They played against each other for years on both sides of the pond.
Crouch!
Yeah, let's get up, boys. Get down to them.
Fine! Sit!
It's cadence. Scrum goes down. We'll reset. And we went through those standings earlier, Kit. A loss here tonight from either one of these sides. You'd have to think more so for the SaberCats, considering they have had a good run of home games here to open the season.
Time is off for shoelace again.
It's a long season, much longer than last year, but too many losses early in the year make that mountain just almost become insurmountable.
Oh, you're exactly right, Dan. Too many losses early in the year, and you may be doomed. But having this longer season, and as it should be, every team playing at home and away, having a proper fixture list. That is the case here in the sophomore season of Major League Rugby. For Houston, tough losses. New York, their first loss coming last week. Both these teams looking to right the ship and hoping for a victory tonight.
Sit.
New York, you got to have an advantage though. The first 5 matches coming on the road. If they can come up with another victory here, head home with only 1 loss, that would be huge.
VT into the line. Split that ball.
Right, it's available.
SaberCats
It's available.
maintain possession though, and Murphy under pressure with the counter ruck coming in from RUNY. They pour in numbers. Now unplayable. It'll be with the SaberCats so.
What a job there in the counter ruck from New York. Just bringing numbers in.
I used to be a scrum off myself. Do you want me to get it out here? Okay, hold the ball.
Conversely, Rugby United New York knows how big this is to keep Houston to just 3 points in the first half. If they're able to get to the locker rooms at the break, leading 14-3, or possibly even adding to their own total.
Beauchamp rejoins the fray. Houston will be back to a full 15 contingent now. Just under 5 minutes left to play here in the first half.
Crouch! Fine!
See how the SaberCats scrum changes now, back to full force with Beauchamp.
And down the short side, VT with another touch. Murphy quickly picks up his first forward pod. Go to the right.
Away 2.
Still with the SaberCats here, Murphy. Options both ways. Finds Truval. Back to Windsor, Mills. Make his own hole in the defensive line there.
Tackle now, 3, leave it. The tackle.
Murphy, again to Windsor. Windsor. Connolly. Windsor flat. Beauchamp under pressure, lets it go. VT now with a bit of space. This is better stuff. Oh, the offload. Was it forward is the question. Referee says play on. Kalenasau goes in. Now VT again. That one spills out. Leonard can't handle.
That was off Black's knee.
It's still with the Cats.
That was
Mills.
off his knee. Play on.
And Kit, no surprise, you talked about that attacking spark. It came with the involvement of Joshua VT.
Yeah, VC along there with Kalenasau, both getting involved, and good to see Kalenasau hasn't had a lot of touches. New York had it momentarily, couldn't secure it. Now the penalty.
Real interesting decision to make here. Just 2.5 minutes left to play. I like what the SaberCats are doing here, going to the corner. Windsor, he will thread the needle. They'll have this line out about 8 to 9 metres away from the try line.
And full agreement. Good decision here from Windsor and the SaberCats. Take the line out, maybe get a driving ball, but a big opportunity here. And what would that be momentum-wise if they're able to dot a try down before the break?
It changes the whole complexity of this game. It goes from a huge confidence that New York would take into the sheds, having dominated 40 minutes of territory and possession, to a 3-point ball game. Justin Fitzpatrick message. Well, that's not going to help. It's one thing to go for it. Second, you must execute, Kit, and they have not done that off the back of the line out.
Yeah, we talked about New York needing to fix the line out from last week. That time it was Houston. Not on target, a missed opportunity, and that has been said more than once here in this first half for both of these teams. They've left points on the table. Opportunities have gone begging. For Houston trailing them by 11 certainly cannot be the case.
A look at the bench there, the SaberCats. There's Big Jack Turnbull. Just caught himself on camera there on the big screen. Saying hi to the family back down there in Australia.
Yeah, big as Turnbull is next to Almeida. Makes everyone look small at over 300 pounds.
Fine. Sit.
Now it's RUNY with this put in inside their 22 though. I think they'll be very happy to see the veteran Mike Petrie just taking a glance up to the screen to see the clock. He'll be very happy to get this through to the halftime break, up 14 points to 3.
Let's go.
Petrie, the consummate veteran at 34 years young, national team debut back in 2007. He was on that 07 and 11 Rugby World Cup side. NYAC captain, where you were on that side as well. Having a player with that kind of veteran experience, that leadership, goes a long way, certainly in tight matches.
Fine. Sit.
Surprised that Big Ross Deacon goes off the back here with this one. Finds Petrie, who finds the sideline. And that will find the halftime whistle as well. 40 minutes in the books here. RUNY, they head to the sheds, 14 points to 3. And Kit, very, very enthralling opening 40 minutes here, and you can tell both these sides very, very tight.
Yeah, very tight indeed. Tight start for both teams. Houston, not a lot of opportunities to have, dominated possession-wise and opportunities by the visitors. Houston is going to have to find more offense in the second half.
Yes, they are. Let's jump down on the field now. Austin Ivan is with RUNY GM James English.
Coach, your defense has only allowed 3 points throughout the first 40 minutes. How do you ensure they hold up in the second half of the match?
Credit to Houston, they put a lot of pressure. We just need to be a bit more clinical, especially in playing in the right areas of the field. And when we get in them, we have to do a little bit better job to convert that into points.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Well, the very handsome James English there. RUNY, they go to the sheds in the lead, 14 points to 3. When we return from the break, we'll take a look at the first half highlights and continue the build-up to the second half here. It's the Houston SaberCats, Rugby United New York, after the break.
Aviva, proudly sponsoring Houston SaberCats Rugby. With over 16,000 customers and 4,400 employees across the globe, we have delivered unrivaled excellence for more than 50 years. In an environment that's increasing in complexity, the one constant is the need for change. Change driven by new demands, by the desire to do things better, and by sustaining what you've created. We enable customers to master change, pushing boundaries in a digital world where everything is possible.
Once upon a time, there was a time when time stood still and you could pause the hustle and bustle to unwind with good music and a cold, refreshing beer. Well, friend, that time can now be any time thanks to Love Street Kolsch Style Blonde. It's a crisp, easy drinking, go-with-the-flow beer brewed with floral German hops. Hello. Well, hi there. When all you need is to kick back and give the soul some free time, all you need is Love Street. Brewed with love in Houston, Texas by the Carbach Brewing Company.
Hello, my name is Christopher Senarose. I'm the Master Instructor of United Taekwondo here in Katy, Texas. We teach Taekwondo to children and adults of all ages. We also have Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Friday nights at 6:30. We look forward to meeting you and your family soon.
We know athletes because we are athletes. At the Sports Medicine Clinic at the Baylor College of Medicine, we provide top-level care to athletes of all levels in Houston and around the country. As the official healthcare provider of the Houston SaberCats, our doctors are dedicated to safely enhancing our athletes' performance while promoting recovery and injury prevention, getting you back on the field, in the game, and ready to roar.
Brother on three. 1, 2, 3.
Think about all the things you've sacrificed. Think of how far you've come. What we're going to do today to kickstart this brand new league off.
Oh my goodness, a win, Super for Houston, Texas. What a try to the SaberCats.
You have this, and that is a fact.
Tonight's match is brought to you by Aviva, Carbark Brewing Company, and Baylor College of Medicine. Welcome back to Constellation Field. Halftime break here between Houston SaberCats and Rugby United. We're going to go back down onto the ground with our very own Austin Ivan.
Thanks. I am joined with Marty Powers, director and co-founder of the Houston SaberCats. We are here, which is not the home field of the Houston SaberCats, but shortly you will be getting a new stadium. There has been a couple rain delays, but how excited are you to finally move into Avia Stadium?
I wish it was tomorrow. Aviva Stadium is going to be a great venue for rugby. It's built with that specific purpose, but will also be used as a multi-purpose stadium for the city, for lacrosse tournaments, soccer tournaments, football tournaments. But unfortunately, we've run into an El Nino year in construction, and we are now 4 months behind schedule. We haven't had one full week of work since August, so it's been very painstaking. I know every construction company in the Southwest probably feels the same way. It's a horrible year, and it's a horrible year for us. So hopefully we're keeping our fingers crossed that, you know, April 13th we'll play there, and even if we can't have a completed stadium by then, we'll probably have, we might play in a temporary occupancy permit and hope to play in it then regardless. So, but we're working at it diligently.
What is your favorite amenity that the stadium will feature?
I think the big screen. You know, this screen here is a pretty good sized screen, but we're going to have a 50-foot by 20-foot big screen in the end goal and the south end goal to show videos and reviews and stuff like that. And it's going to be pretty exciting because it's a small stadium. I mean, our stands would be approximately another 10 yards that way from this pitch. So you're going to be sitting right on the pitch. It's going to be a very exciting game. As much as I love Constellation Field, it's not a great venue to watch rugby in, although, you know, our fans are very happy to be here, but I would rather be on our own. So.
There's so much talk around the new stadium. How excited are the players to move into it?
Well, the players are real excited because we practice in several different places around town. If it's wet, we have to practice on the turf field at HSP Park. If it's not wet, we got a grass field to practice on. But so they're going constantly back and forth. It'd be nice to have one home to practice at. So they're dying to practice there. And most of them live in houses right around the pitch. So it's going to be real good when we get in there. But again, we were supposed to be in there a long time ago, and it's just tough. It's been a tough season so far.
If fans haven't made it out to a game yet, they definitely have a reason to once the new stadium will be built.
Oh, absolutely. I'm telling you, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be an entertainment venue. You know, we hope to have entertainment most games, you know, whether it's music after or fireworks or whatever. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be a kids zone for kids to come and play. It really will be an entertainment stadium.
You said there's been 4 rain delays. Do you have an estimated guess on when the new date for it to be finished will be?
You know, it'll be mostly finished by April 13th. You know, not every, bath fixture may be put in correctly. We may not have final permits. The field will be done regardless. The lights will be done. The stands will be done. Aviva Stadium is going to be here for a long time. It's a really nice venue, so we're looking forward to it. We really are.
Thank you so much. I know everyone is looking forward to it, players, fans, so we can't wait to move into there.
Yeah, thank you very much.
side.
Thank you, Austin and Kit. I may be a little biased, but Marty Power, probably the best name in Major League Rugby ownership right there.
Oh, without a doubt. Is that a question?
No relation, by the way, but I wouldn't mind finding one. Maybe we get a corporate box at the new stadium there. We'll take another break. When we come back, the build-up to the second half continues. It's RUNY over the SaberCats, 14 points to 3.
Major League Rugby is back. Join the uncaged action with your Houston SaberCats.
Are you looking for something fun and exciting for the whole family?
Do you like non-stop action and big hits?
Kids tickets starting at $10.
No helmets, no pads, just 2 teams going to battle.
This week, your Houston SaberCats take on New Orleans Gold at Constellation Field in Sugar Land. Get your tickets now.
Call 281-612-7837 or go to HoustonSaberCats.com.
Once upon a time, there was a time when time stood still and you could pause the hustle and bustle to unwind with good music and a cold, refreshing beer. Well, friend, that time can now be any time thanks to Love Street Kolsch Style Blonde. It's a crisp, easy drinking, go-with-the-flow beer brewed with floral German hops. Hello. Well, hi there. When all you need is to kick back and give the soul some free time, all you need is Love Street. Brewed with love in Houston, Texas by the Karbach Brewing Company.
Aviva, proudly sponsoring Houston SaberCats Rugby. With over 16,000 customers and 4,400 employees across the globe, we have delivered unrivaled excellence for more than 50 years. In an environment that's increasing in complexity, the one constant is the need for change. Change driven by new demands, by the desire to do things better, and by sustaining what you've created. We enable customers to master change, pushing boundaries in a digital world where everything is possible.
Hello, my name is Christopher Senarose. I'm the Master Instructor of United Taekwondo here in Katy, Texas. We teach Taekwondo to children and adults of all ages. We also have Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Friday nights at 6:30. We look forward to meeting you and your family soon.
We know athletes because we are athletes. At the Sports Medicine Clinic at the Baylor College of Medicine, we provide top-level care to athletes of all levels in Houston and around the country. As the official healthcare provider of the Houston SaberCats, our doctors are dedicated to safely enhancing our athletes' performance while promoting recovery and injury prevention, getting you back on the field, in the game, and ready to roar.
Tonight's match is brought to you by Magna's Irish Cider, the official hard cider of New York's professional rugby franchise. Motion PT. Get back to what moves you. Visit motionpt.com to find a physical therapy location near you. Tourism LA. Louisiana Tourism. Don't just live the moment, be the moment. Visit louisianatourism.com to plan your trip today. And welcome back to Constellation Field. Build-up continues here as players are making their way back out. We'll take another short break. When we come back, the second half kicks off. It's 14 points to 3. The visiting RUNY in the lead.
Once upon a time, there was a time when time stood still and you could pause the hustle and bustle to unwind with good music and a cold, refreshing beer. Well, friend, that time can now be any time thanks to Love Street Kolsch Style Blonde. It's a crisp, easy drinking, go-with-the-flow beer brewed with floral German hops. Hello. Well, hi there. When all you need is to kick back and give the soul some free time, all you need is Love Street. Brewed with love in Houston, Texas by the Karbach Brewing Company.
We know athletes because we are athletes. At the Sports Medicine Clinic at the Baylor College of Medicine, we provide top-level care to athletes of all levels in Houston and around the country. As the official healthcare provider of the Houston SaberCats, Our doctors are dedicated to safely enhancing our athletes' performance while promoting recovery and injury prevention, getting you back on the field, in the game, and ready to roar.
What kind of hat are you looking for?
I want to try this style on you.
Just don't stacking the hats on our head.
Let's try one of these on.
Again, keep going.
So you want to wrap these up?
Hold on to your cowboy hats. It's rodeo time. You could win tickets to see Brad Paisley. Just look for the keyword during Impractical Jokers all week for your chance to win. Impractical Jokers, weeknights at 7 and 7:30 on Cube 57.
Hello, my name is Christopher Senarose. I'm the Master Instructor of United Taekwondo here in Katy, Texas. We teach Taekwondo to children and adults of all ages. We also have Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Friday nights at 6:30. We look forward to meeting you and your family soon.
Brother on three. 1, 2, 3.
Think about all the things you've sacrificed. Think of how far you've come. What we're going to do today to kickstart this brand new league off.
Oh my goodness, a win! Super for Houston, Texas. What a try for the SaberCats.
You have this, and that is a fact.
Aviva, proudly sponsoring Houston SaberCats Rugby. With over 16,000 customers and 4,400 employees across the globe, we have delivered unrivaled excellence for more than 50 years. In an environment that's increasing in complexity, the one constant is the need for change. Change driven by new demands, by the desire to do things better, and by sustaining what you've created. We enable customers to master change, pushing boundaries in a digital world where everything is possible.
Welcome back, folks, to a very, very crisp Saturday night here in Houston, Texas. As we have 40 minutes in the books, 14 points to 3, 2 tries for RUNY in the first half, a penalty off the boot of Sam Windsor. And Kit, let's talk a little bit about the home side first. The Houston SaberCats really haven't had much luck when they've got down into the red zone. What have they got to shift around in the second half to make a difference?
Well, you'd like to see them get the ball out wide. You'd like to see them get it into the hands of the danger men. We talked about VC and Colinas how haven't seen much of the ball. They saw it at the end of the first half. Houston was looking dangerous when they had ball in hand, but they're going to have to get it more often. Continuing to punch away with the boys up front, making a few meters the hard way. You'd like to see them get it to the danger men. And for RUNY on the other end, it's about the status quo. Just keep the course. They did what they wanted to do. They were patient. They were effective. They dominated possession. They dominated the first half. The only points from the SaberCats, the penalty goal coming off the boot of Windsor. Fawcett came up with the first try for Rugby United New York. And then James Denise with one of his own makes it 14-3 at the break.
It'll be Rugby United to kick off on the left of your screen. The SaberCats in their black strip to receive. Let's go down to the sideline before we get things underway to Austin Ivan, who's joined by a prickly customer, Paul Emmerich.
Paul, what needs to change in the second half for your team to come out on top?
We need to play some more rugby down in their half. And we're playing some good moments of attacking rugby, but we need to play some more in their half. And our defense has been good. We're going to shore that up for sure, but it's a game in 2 halves, so 0-0.
Thank you. Good luck.
You bet.
Thank you, Austin. Thank you, Paul Emmerich. A lot to
you.
look forward to here in the second half for the SaberCats. It'll be Kahumash to get us underway here. 40 minutes left to play at Constellation Field. Whistle blows and we are underway here in the second stanza. Deep pass goes to Murphy. Deep kick, sorry, goes to Murphy as he clears up over the halfway line. Deacon fields this.
You have to think a quick start for Houston, absolutely critical to them. We talked about eliminating mistakes. Weren't able to do that in the first half. They have to get things going. They have to find the first points of the second half. Fawcett back as the hooker. It's been fantastic in the lineouts. Perfect in the first half was New York.
Tough pick up there for Petrie. Man known as Peaches. As he moves the ball now to the left. Marsh turns it back inside. patient, methodical play of the forward pack of RUNY in the first half that got them their 14 points. Two tries away from a bonus point. It'd be a great trip to Houston if they can get the win with 2 bonus points. Unplayable. Back the scrum down right on the halfway line here out in that far touch line. Put in coming the way of RUNY.
And I'm sure that's something that New York addressed in the sheds at halftime, not just getting the victory, which is obviously first and foremost, that is paramount, but getting that bonus point so important as they look to climb back up the standings.
Chris. Win.
SaberCat down, being attended to by the training staff. Blood being attended to, and I think for Houston, I'm sure they went in, rallied the troops. This is not the way they wanted to start the second half. They were ready to come out, put foot on the pedal, and get a quick start. Very calm, cool, and collected from the visitors as you take a look at that SaberCats substitute bench. We'll see when the first change comes. They elect to try to bring someone off the bench, maybe spark things.
This is the captain. This is the captain. Truval getting some work. We've got this breaking play. Let's go back down to the ground to Austin Ivan.
Throughout the season, the Houston SaberCats have decided to host a series of educational seminars to help break down and better understand the rugby in depth. So on Monday night, the Cats will host their 3rd one, focusing on tackle and defense philosophies, as well as breaking down the breakdown. It's not too late to order your ticket as well. Just go to the Houston SaberCats website to order yours for just $25. It's your chance to join the SaberCat coaching staff as they open up their playbook. And all the proceeds go back to the local community here in Houston, so it's for a good cause.
Use
it 9.
Yeah, they put it in the back there. Petrie. Marsh will clear. She slides that one in behind. Beautiful little left-hand turn over the sideline. Big pick up there for Marsh off his right boot. Now the SaberCats will have this line out inside their own 22. Much of a carbon copy to the first half kit, where RUNY were able to control territory, get those turnovers, and turn them into points.
And you can see that's exactly what RUNY wants to do. They want to play the second half as they did the first, got them this 11-point advantage. Marsh, so good, has been first 15 in MLR numerous times, man of the match as well.
Here we go. Let's go.
Houston again, backs against the wall, trying to play out of their own end. The entire pitch to go.
Move forward.
Good job working this ball up towards the 22 now.
Why is shearing off?
Ball continues to go, finally breaks down just outside the 22. They have the advantage. After pulling that ball down, it's a nice little key back to get them out of their own end as well. They'll go from inside their 22 to well over halfway off the boot of Windsor, you would assume.
Yeah, what a change here. Nicely done by Houston indeed. Windsor ready to put boot to ball, change field position for the SaberCats, and this is what they need. And nicely done there, Windsor out into touch for the line out. Houston didn't test New York that many times in the first half, didn't have opportunities to do so. We'll see if they can here early in the second.
Well taken from Beauchamp. Now Windsor has runners, finds Schramm. Big German international.
Come off.
Adding to the flavour that is the MLR. Diva up towards the 22 now for RUNY.
Let's chop now.
Draw first blood would be huge here for the SaberCats. Windsor.
Windsor looking to offload. No one in a black uniform looking like they wanted to take it.
Chop.
Beauchamp. Spent 10 minutes in the bin in the first half. Low pass, O'Toole spills backwards. Meeson does well. Diva now. Scramble away that pass. Under pressure. Murphy, he'll kick. Great read there from Wallace Sims, though. Great read from Wallace Sims. Great turnaround play from the left winger for Rugby United. As he clears, Angelian returns fire.
Yeah, what a job indeed from Connor Wallace Sims, the Canterbury, England native. Explosive, a great step, and read that kick perfectly.
He just charged that ball right back into the line. No thoughts of kicking. Could be turned over. Is turned over. Pangelian under pressure. Force it. How about the skills from the number 2? As he grubbers that one through.
Close out, Connor.
Oh, the modern game just keeps throwing up surprises, kid.
What a job from Fawcett. You see the number 2 on his back, not anticipating him to have those kind of skills with the boot.
Find him, Martina. Go find him, Martina.
Last week down in Austin with the Eagles. Now back with New York, and what a huge difference he makes.
Go find him, Martina.
Murphy clears, finds the touchline. I was just thinking, kid, as it gets scrappy and broken play, it's going to play right into the hands of the SaberCats. They've got Vithi and Kalenisau who just thrive on that open kind of play. But New York, you see them paying a lot of respect out here.
Dan, you're exactly right. Houston, they have the backs, not just Vithi and Kalenisau, but also Angelina as well. They have guys that are good in space, can move, great steppers, just haven't had the opportunity. Houston hoping things get a bit more choppy. They can find those open spaces to exploit.
Petrie brings that one down for Houston. Just outside the 22 of the SaberCats. Now Marsh spots the little opening. Marsh slides through, has Petrie looming up on his outside. Takes the tackle. Options both sides. Petrie goes quick to his left. Force it. Delivers a quick pass. They have the advantage here, RUNY. Force it. Takes it into the defence. He's brought down 10 out now from the line. No advantage coming. Offside. Referee Krause calls against the SaberCats. 14 points to 3. I wouldn't be surprised if they elect to go to the corner yet again here. They feel like momentum coming their way. They're going to go for the scrum instead.
Interesting here, going for the scrum. I, like you, figured they would go for the corner of this situation. But this is big for both teams. Just 8 minutes into this second half, shaping up much the way the first did, where all the possession in favor of the New Yorkers. If they're able to dot another one down here, that hill will become a mountain for Houston.
Not too many of those in Texas, are there?
There are a few. You just have to go very far west.
Keep going west. Go west, young man.
Indeed.
Number 2, you good? You good to go? Thank you.
There's one of the RUNY players getting some running repairs. It's that big Paddy Ryan. Makes his way back to his feet. They'll have the scrum here. 10 metres out, almost directly in front of the goalpost.
Let's go.
That is a big, big short side to work with too here for RUNY. Don't be surprised. It's one of Mike Petrie's favourite little plays at 8, 9, 15 off the back of the scrum.
A lot of room for the New Yorkers indeed in the situation. We saw Houston defensively. They were on their own 5. They were able to battle. They were able to keep RUNY out multiple times in the first half. They're going to have to do something very similar here.
Crouch!
Got to think that fatigue starting to set in for Houston. Just they've been back defending and have done so very impressively for most of this game.
Good push though from the SaberCats. There goes the 8, Deacon. Deacon straight in towards the line. He's brought down. Over the top they go. SaberCats, they're up to the task thus far.
Get back, 8. On the line, on the line.
Ryan slow at the back. Will tip on to force it. He's locked down Deacon. Finds Denise. Denise finds a little hole. Denise strains forward. He gets himself a double, James Denise. 2 tries for the number 7.
Your former teammate, the man from the Garden State, James Denise, another try. Had one at the 27-minute mark, and now another here for New York, a big try. But you can rewind that a bit and give Ross Deacon a lot of credit. Ross Deacon, who was on the first 15 for Major League Rugby in round 5, was fantastic last week, had over 112 meters on 16 carries, made 12 tackles, and a big carry here, but it's Denise in the red scrum cap who ultimately comes away with the points.
10. Easy, one of the SaberCat players down, getting some attention to his right knee. More injuries, that would be a real heartbreaker for the SaberCats. Already depleted, in particular, in the pack. Marsh will look to convert Denise's second try. And he does just that. Conversion successful, 21 points to 3. 1 try away from a bonus point here for Rugby United.
We talked about how Houston needed to come out on the front foot in the second half, but it is a carbon copy, as you so correctly said, of the first half. It is New York on the front foot, just continuing the first 40 minutes. It's all about Rugby United New York. Come away with the first points of the second half. The try from James Denise. Again, Deacon doing his part, but Denise ultimately there, able to dot it down.
Cool. Who's the other side?
Knock back.
Stay back, 9, get out.
Back to Foden in the pocket.
Together.
Right foot, actually, and goes back to his 22. Weighs up his options. Finds some open pastures behind Wallace Sims. Connor Wallace-Sims does well to stop that ball going over the sideline as he returns fire high towards the middle. Oh, Murphy! Well, maybe some residue from some fish and chips earlier in the day. A little grease on the fingers as he spills that one.
Yeah, we talked about RUNY wanting to shut down Windsor. They wanted the kicking to be done by Murphy, but that time Murphy just unable to field. Not a New York player around him, just through the fingertips. Another mistake, something that Houston had to eliminate. They've not been able to do so.
Chad Joseph makes his way onto the field, replaces Chris Parker.
Parker!
Finally replaces Chris Parker. It's always fun. You get those little moments with the interchange. I'm not sure if you're a soccer man, and we probably shouldn't talk about soccer, but the Chelsea goalkeeper refusing to come off just a week ago. Hey, you okay?
Yeah, generally, when you're called off the pitch, the smart thing is to come off. Especially when you're making the amount of money that man is there at Stamford Bridge.
Foden, they go wide. Martina down the sideline, keeps it in play. Picks up the pumping Pistons there. Low-key. Deacon. Super impressed with Ross Deacon these last few weeks. Leonard, little tip on. Wallace Sims in a bit of space now. Got that electric footwork, comes from a sevens background. Step in the phone booth, Wallace Sims. Now Marsh.
Nice, Josh.
Well handled there by Vithi, shoots up out of the line. Oh, what a ball! What a line! What a try! RUNY, that is magnificent!
Magnificent indeed, a beautiful try. Fantastic passes right on the money. And Ben Foden comes away with the try, does the fullback back at his home wearing number 15. When he started playing in France back in 2004, his head coach, Philippe Saint-André, said, if he's not a fullback, I will eat my French beret. He didn't have to eat the beret.
Not tonight, he won't. And that's a worrying sign for RUNY fans. Forget about tonight. The bonus point comes your way, and you're well on your way to victory here at 26 points to 3. But an injury to Marsh. Well, I've got 2 former teammates lined up for RUNY. Maybe I might have to dust it off and go back out there and play a bit of 10 for Rugby United New York. I wonder what my wife would say.
I'll be happy to pay entry fee to see that.
Ooh. Unfortunately, it'd be like the old wrestling days. Half the crowd would be there to see you do well, the other half to do bad. To boo me, throw things at kids.
Oh, we'd all be rooting for you.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. But rooting for that man right there. Ben Foden, what a signing.
Paddy, we're getting some ice.
James Kennedy and James English pull off a coup to get Ben Foden over to New York. Conversion successful from Matina.
You talk about Foden, his incredible career there with Northampton, 10 years from 2008 to 2018. Aviva Premiership over Saracens in 2014, over 250 appearances, and what that signals for Major League Rugby, having a player like that caliber line trade here in the States.
It's now or never for the SaberCats. They must attack. Way back into this one, 28 points to 3. 5-point deficit. Still plenty of time on the clock. 5 minutes is penalty. Just outside their own 40 off RUNY. There's Windsor. Look to put this one in the corner for the SaberCats.
Houston seemingly at a loss for ideas, trying to figure out what, if anything, they can do to stop this New York juggernaut. They've cleaned up the mistakes from last week, a match that they feel like they had a shot, maybe should have won on the road up in the Pacific Northwest. Have Dylan Fawcett back, what a difference he's made. Foden in full form tonight, as is Marsh.
Better stuff here for the SaberCats, so as they march their way towards the try line.
There was a knock on. No advantage, 6 wide starting feet.
Infringement at the maul.
This is the mark. 6 wide starting feet.
This one over the sideline.
And side entry into the maul there from New York, giving opportunities here to Houston, and they have to find a try. Penalty goal simply not enough. They need the momentum that a try brings.
Yeah, he needs to get his angles right.
O'Toole, still on the field, the hooker. Look to find his target. Neeson and Truval have been the favourites. Here come the Schramm. Good initial push though from RUNY.
That's static one.
Tries to save it, back onto their heels.
No, you're moving.
Now the stalemate turns into a positive drive here for Houston.
Second time, get it out. Step back, step back, step back. Ryan, use it.
Come out, Murphy, goes short Mills.
Just miscommunication there. Connor Mills not anticipating being the target of that ball. Murphy appeared that he was looking behind him, and Mills no chance to come up with it.
Then the second time it becomes static, you must get it out. I called it.
Well, Kit, really, that's not the option.
First time was once.
At all.
No.
For both those players there. Murphy throwing a pressure pass off the back of a wall where the defence is set at that first, second and third position. Really puts Mills in a no-win situation. And he should have played that ball at the back. Your weapons are out wide. Get to your weapons.
Absolutely, and Dan, you said it, that's not the option, but it seems like right now, Houston forcing things, trying to get anything going, even when they know it may not be the right decision, just trying, scrapping, clawing, trying to get something going. Substitutes looking on, hoping to have the opportunity to contribute.
Crouch. Fine. Sit. Get back.
Scrum is set. Petrie.
Stay there. No, stay there. Leave the flank.
Set at the back. Picks up Leonard. Able to crash the settler. Buying a little bit of space, you would think, for Marsh or Foden at the back. Actually just trying to get some eyes. Yeah, he's still out there, Carl Marsh.
Dan, you've got to think about how big these ARC losses for both teams. Obviously 3 forwards with the Eagles there for RUNY, but those 4 Uruguayans on national team duty, including their scrum half Santi Arrata, just massive losses for this Houston side.
Sorry, I missed that, Nate. One more time.
Mr. Arata, Senor Arata, I should say. They miss his services, that much is for sure.
Dude, the scrum half from Uruguay. Definitely makes a difference to the SaberCats attack when he is playing. He'll be a welcome return when the ARC finishes at the end of next weekend. As Foden clears this up to the 40, there'll be a line out for the SaberCats. 28 points to 3.
I've said it a few times, but it bears repeating. This is a different New York side than we saw last week against Seattle. They played a good match against Seattle, but just too many mistakes. They've cleaned them up. They missed 24 tackles last week. I don't know that they've missed 4 tonight.
Well, folks, we'll take a short break. When we return, the second half continues as the race to full time is on the way. 28 points to 3. New York in the lead over Houston.
Because we are athletes. At the Sports Medicine Clinic at the Baylor College of Medicine, we provide top-level care to athletes of all levels in Houston and around the country. As the official healthcare provider of the Houston SaberCats, our doctors are dedicated to safely enhancing our athletes' performance while promoting recovery and injury prevention, getting you back on the field, in the game, and ready to roar.
Hello, my name is Christopher Senarose. I'm the Master Instructor of United Taekwondo here in Katy, Texas. We teach Taekwondo to children and adults of all ages. We also have Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Friday nights at 6:30. We look forward to meeting you and your family soon.
And welcome back to Constellation Field. About to get play underway here. Let's jump down onto the sideline with Austin Ivan.
This is only Major League Rugby's second year in existence. The Houston SaberCats ownership team understands that for this team and sport to have long-term success, it starts with introducing and developing players starting at a young age. The city of Houston is known for its wealth of athletic talent at the youth and high school level. From that strong base, Academy Director Matt Truville has worked hard to directly implement rugby into PE classes and after-school programs around the city. And it's never too early to start scouting and recruiting young players. So the Houston SaberCats hope by developing this pathway, it will give the opportunity to young Houston players maybe the chance to one day represent their city on the professional level wearing the black and gold.
Thank you, Austin. Both these sides look to continue here as Windsor goes high. That's a monstrous bomb he's put up midfield. It'll come down with some snow on it. Not that it worries Wallace Sims. What a take from the winger.
Connor Wallace-Sims has been absolutely outstanding in this match. A beautiful take there from the rainmaker, the kick off the boot of Windsor.
Come up. The second phase play, outstanding Marsh, so he's stumped into the ground. Windsor with a big one-on-one tackle on his opposite number. Now it opens up for Esdale. Esdale's got green passes in front of him. Foden comes at him, Turnbull. He juggles, and that really sums up the SaberCats night there. The last pass just doesn't go to hand.
It does indeed. That is a microcosm of this match for the SaberCats. Able to get things going. Then it looks like they are headed for try time.
So we hold that.
Biggest mistake thus far from Houston. Still looking for their first try, and a bullet dodged by RUNY.
Yeah, folks, this one's not over by a long shot. SaberCats have got weapons all over that back line.
Hey, take another look
at
here.
The replay here. Yep.
Beautiful work right there, able to cut through Esdale. It's on first 15 for last week, but the pass just off target, maybe trying to do a bit too much.
What a heartbreaker. Esdale goes through. He's got Kalenasau and Vithi looming up, and he finds Turnbull, the front rower. Okay. Kudos to the big man getting down there in support, but you've got two of the greatest finishers in Major League Rugby. Pass it to Turnbull.
There's a reason they call them the Flying Fijians. Give them an opportunity to fly. Put some air underneath their wings. As you see, 14-13 there, both hands on hips. No, that was an opportunity. Either one of them would have liked to have dotted it down, and a change coming for RUNY there first. As Miles McGlone will come on, taking the place of Matt Houston.
Big push. Come on, boys.
Good work, bro. There you see Houston. Good shift from the number 6. Signed with the New England Free Jacks for 2020. He'll play this year with Rugby United. Of course, he was with Noah Gold last year.
And Charlotte, North Carolina native, just making his way up the Gulf Coast, now up the Atlantic. Maybe out to Toronto the following season.
Wait. Wait.
To go deep, Foden will clear.
Still it!
Far sideline as Angelian fields this on the halfway line. Beats the first. Can't get away from Matina. Of course he can get away from Matina. Written him off too early. Murphy. Looking for his winger. The ball sits up. Spills down to nobody. Now we'll see what the call is. It's a penalty. And you can see the frustration starting to spill out here a little bit from Vithi.
Vithi, that was a great chance. Knew with the ball just not bouncing into his arms. Frustration indeed. He needs to be careful. Houston was down a man for 10 minutes in the first half. They don't want to give themselves, they want to put themselves behind in numbers here in the second. Dan, you're exactly right. This one far from over. New York knows that. They will not take the foot off the gas. They're going to continue to battle, look for more points.
Listen up, they're big boys. So they have a scuffle, you leave it up to them, okay? Listen up. Oh, he didn't do anything. Step back, off you go.
Having a word there with Chris Messina.
I want to control of this game. If you want to take control.
Now on to his
okay. No,
opposite
you got
number.
the penalty. You got the penalty, just take it and take it. Okay. There was a knock on and the player was in front and played it, so you're going to have a penalty, okay?
Penalty to the SaberCats after all that, the pomp and circumstance, the theatre, the drama, the tension, the buzz. You've got to love it.
And you want the scrum. Scrum up pitch.
SaberCats, they like to take the scrum.
Gosh, I'm gonna move 2 meters because of the pitch, okay?
Let's go, Wade!
Referee Kraus there. An extensive word for both teams, and now ready to get back to the action.
All day.
That's one of the great things about rugby, though. Officials will explain the call. You see in so many sports, the official blows the whistle, and there's no explanation as to why. Rugby, they'll let you know why they blew the whistle.
Fine.
Yep. We love our officials in rugby. Love them so much, we dress them in pink. One of my favourite colours, actually.
It's a good look on you.
Available, use it. Balls out.
Now, not surprisingly, they're going to give Vithi a shot one-on-one with Matina. That feud continues to simmer out here on the left-hand touchline.
Advantage playing the 9.
Counter ruck comes in. Not clean though. Referee Kraus blows this one up.
Over there.
Murphy will tap quick.
5. You can't take it in front of the 5.
Looking for the mark.
Play the 9 without the ball.
Have it again, Matty.
That's the second time we've seen a counter ruck from New York that has not been clean.
Let's jump down on the field. Austin, Ivan, a little update down there for us, Austin.
The players on the sideline for the Houston SaberCats are obviously frustrated with the score and the way they're playing right now, but they're telling each other to stay positive. Coach Paul Emmerich is telling his team to focus as they've been so close to scoring, but they just need to capitalize on the opportunity. And you can see right now they're very close to scoring, but let's see what they can do.
Watch your footing.
Thank you, Austin, as we see Mike Petrie replaced. Marcus Walsh, 21 now, on for RUNY. Played his rugby for the Austin Elite last year.
And Walsh, one of a trio of former elite men's, along with Paddy Ryan and Ross Deacon, all were down in the capital of the Lone Star State a year ago.
Vithi again. Charges into the line.
Fearless.
Fearless.
If you want it. You're on advantage, huh?
Murphy to his right. Oh, how about the skills? Windsor! Has he got there though? No advantage. Oh, we've got to take another look at that. How about that from Windsor? Where did he pull that one from?
Rook, what a play there from the 30-year-old Aussie out of New South Wales. Absolutely outstanding. Take a look at this again. Now you see me, now you don't.
If that ball just sits up a couple more inches, the little snap kick over the top, the little chip and chase, wins up. A bit of individual brilliance, that's all they need.
You mentioned it earlier, he's a fan favorite for plays like that. Absolutely electric, and that is all they need. Houston just has to get something, and maybe it's an individual play of brilliance. Maybe it's Beathy or clean us out. Maybe Windsor able to come away with it. Give them their first try.
Ball is set.
Right, that's step one, you're going backwards. Stay same lane, same lane. That's good ball in front.
Screen there with the blue scrum cap.
That's self-collapse, self-collapse, self-collapse.
Murphy to his right. Windsor. Long pass. Clenisau. Cuts back against the defence there.
Step back.
Still with Murphy. As Windsor goes wide. Opens up for Mills.
Advantage knock on.
Just doesn't handle the ball to the line. Great scrambling defence comes in there from RUNY.
What a job defensively. Just absolutely outstanding. Just when it looked like Houston was going to get over the try line and dot one down.
Counter-attack here is Clenisau.
We've said a lot about New York offensively, their attack, but the defense has been outstanding as well.
Clenisau comes back from injury. Just doesn't seem himself, does he, Kit?
Now, Beathy, it's the man you expect with the number 14 on his back and black, the one Houston fans have grown accustomed to seeing, but his outside center, Clenisau, just something, as you so correctly said, not quite right, just a step off. Maybe still trying to get back to 100%.
It's an unforgiving world out there when you carry injuries into the game. Most players do. We'll take it. Time off here. It's one of the Houston players still down in back play.
If you ask
might be Murphy, the scrum half there.
Yeah, it may well be Murphy. We'll have to get confirmation. If you ask a player, you know this better than anyone, Dan, being a former professional, are you ever 100%? They'll say maybe the first match of the preseason, and that's it. And that's a big maybe.
Yeah, I need the loose hit. I need the loose hit going around the corner. So remember, we committed all three go forward. So otherwise,
fans enjoying themselves, and why not? An absolutely beautiful evening here. Temperature has been perfect, no wind.
Yes. Yep.
Another change, I should say, for New York is Derek Lipscomb will come on wearing the number 23.
See Marsh making his way up the field, that right arm just dangling by his side.
While we're waiting, just push your back on shot.
Now these players.
Sorry, it was 10, not 14 on there.
Quite a distance from where we're sitting, kid. I'm trying to get a look to see if he's made some movement. Looks like he may have sat up.
No, I thought you were on the man, not on the ball.
I believe that is
a good sign.
Yeah, there it is indeed, Connor Murphy, and now on his feet, always a good sign indeed.
Yeah. So the penalty was on the ground to finish back the whole time.
We already talked about Parada out of town with national duties with Uruguay. This would be a big loss as they go deep. It means replacement number 9, Saint, will come on. Recently signed Chris Saint.
I was about to say, Saint the only man who can take care of the scrum half duties with Arata on national team duty, and now Murphy headed to the bench. So Saint, the recent signing, quickly going straight into the fire.
Depending on the injury, could be starting next week.
Welcome to Major League Rugby.
Rugby. See if fresh legs of Saint can inspire the SaberCats forward here. It's all hands on deck as they push towards the line. RUNY thwarting them, now they're over, there's the try. There's the try. 13 minutes left on the clock. Is it too little too late? Or is this the start of the comeback?
Exactly what Houston needed. Great work there from the SaberCats, continuing to battle, didn't give up. Come away with their first try of the match. That is indeed the question, Dan. Is it too little, too late? Just over 10 minutes remaining in this one. Pat O'Toole with the try. The Irish hooker with the first 5-pointer of the match for the home side.
AC/DC rings out over Constellation Field. Back in black. Other men in black back in this contest. Windsor will look to convert. 28 points to 8. Still 3 converted tries down.
Oh, hang on. You're 21, yeah? 22? 22.
22. 12. Go quickly, we're about to go.
Yep. Flag stay down. 20-point deficit remains. 28-8, New York over Houston.
That big miss there. Unable to split the uprights. 2 points left on the table as you take a look at the try from Houston. Pat O'Toole in amongst the bodies is number 2. And O'Toole able to get himself over the line and dot it down.
Let's go down to Austin with an update on injured player from the SaberCats.
Field, he was very slow walking back to the sideline. Once he sat down with the trainer, he was telling them that he got hit right behind his left ear, and that's what the trainer was looking at. He looks like he's in a daze now, and it doesn't look like he will be coming back anytime soon.
Now Saint finds Windsor. Picks up Beauchamp. Crisp service finds Kalina Sau.
Now get back
on the field as well now.
Attacking with the number 22 on his back for Houston. Hoping for a final push.
Field kick. VT steaming down. Oh, crunching tackle from VT. Mark was called though. VT, the hitman, he did not miss his mark.
VT has to be very careful there as Mark was indeed called. Lipscomb looking at the official. I did my job. Easy, not pulling up. Gonna lay the mark.
Together.
Evangeline goes high, Windsor on the chase. Well, they're a little out of position here, RUNY.
Let's go. Get it on. Let's go.
Lipscomb does well to get across. Looks to go on the outside now as he's slung over the sideline by Esdale.
I haven't seen a lot from Malachi Esdale in this one. The Delaware native, the 22-year-old left wing. So impressive last week in the loss to Toronto. Hasn't had many opportunities, the former American collegiate football player.
Let's go, Josh. Let's go, Zach.
That one battered down, Saints.
I
Pops out the other side there. Neeson. To find a little opening. Blowing though, shuts it down extremely quickly. Windsor wide, attack it.
Quick.
Andrews left, little flick back on the inside. Diva still on the field, 71 minutes in.
Come on.
Tackle now, leave it.
Now Saint to his left, finds Windsor. Windsor to Beauchamp. Back to the middle of the field with Diva again.
Derek, tell him to come forward! We gotta get him off the line!
Every time as big man Parry. He's getting just a little too close to the line for referee Krause's like.
Anthony Perry knew it as well. Tried to plead his case, but to no avail. An easy whistle there for the referee. Houston takes the opportunity to send this one out into touch. SaberCats line out.
Hold on.
Much as in the case in the first half, Houston showing signs of life here at the end of the match, looking better than they have at any time in this second half. Came away with a try, courtesy of Pat O'Toole. See if they can find another.
Back. Get off. Back.
Make for a very interesting final 10 minutes if they can, Kip. More work for them last time. Not surprisingly, they go right back to that formation. All hands on deck. Windsor's in there. Tackett comes streaming in as well. They're very close here, the SaberCats. They can get one more peel around. They're going to get close to the line. Just short. And now a penalty goes the way of RUNY. That, you would think, slams the door shut on the comeback for the SaberCats.
It does indeed. How big would that have been if the Cats were able to dot one down there, but instead the penalty just inches shy of the try line. As New York starts to empty the bench, both Marsh and Deacon coming off. Putting fresh legs on is New York. The mistakes, the miscues starting to mount. As almost always is the case, coming at the most inopportune of times.
Mike Brown. Those Austin players from last year makes their way out to RUNY.
I had the opportunity to see some of these men last year with Austin Elite. Very impressive. Austin fans knew they couldn't get attached as they were going to be making their way up to the Big Apple, and what a job they've done with RUNY this year, the first year RUNY's been a member of Major League Rugby. Cecil Garber coming on for Schramm. Changes coming fast and furious now on both sides.
Walsh at the back here. Slow, messy ball for RUNY.
You did 9.
Under pressure. Gets his kick. Down the middle of the field though. Chance to counter here for the SaberCats. Kalinisau links up with Esdale. He's picked up though and introduced to the ground by Leonard.
Get back, get back, get back.
Saints. Windsor. Runners inside and out. The Butcher. The Butcher saw VT coming on the inside and he just whacked him on suspicion there.
Over there, over there, over there, over there.
Probably a wise decision.
What was that, number 2?
We talked about for Houston, the keys really slowing down.
I know you fell for the dummy.
But they've been able to do that. Marsh had a fantastic match on the other side for New York, shutting down Windsor. They've done that with great aplomb. Windsor
Let's go, Josh. You got it,
had the penalty goal in the first half, but has not been a factor in this one. New York certainly knows how good he is and what he's able to do, and they've keyed on him all match.
Jackie.
Runners over. Aesthetic one.
Now the ball coming in for the SaberCats.
Right, use it.
The Saint delivers at the back for Windsor. Kalinisau. One touches the RUNY hand, it looked like. Over the sideline. Well, it's been a frustrating evening for Justin Fitzpatrick, I'm sure, and the SaberCat faithful.
And Matt Workin saw him there on the bench, set to come in. A frustrating evening indeed. We've seen signs, it's been the case all season long from Houston, as Workin comes on for Cassidy. But just unable to string it together. Whatever it is, obviously the 4 Uruguayans are a huge part of that, missing them. And when you miss your scrum half, somebody the caliber of Santi Arata, that is huge. Houston will be welcoming the Uruguayans back and can't come quickly enough.
Sit.
There's the reinforcements on their way. Ball to back to Saints. Turns Tackett back on the inside. Cal Poly product. Now Turnbull.
Tackle!
Big man. Only knows one way, and that's forward. The Saints to his right. Looping Kalenasau there. Can't get through off the ball of Windsor. Truville.
Ball shot, boys!
Underway!
SaberCats as we enter the final 5 minutes here in Houston, Texas. Pressure, Joseph. Frustrating evening continues here for Houston.
Yeah, you see Windsor right there doing the best he can to keep the body language positive. But it has been a frustrating evening indeed for Houston. Really needed the victory tonight. It looks for all the world that Rugby United New York will come away with another. They were the last unbeaten team in the league, fell last week on the road at Seattle, and they have bounced back in emphatic fashion tonight here in Houston.
Yeah, we're talking to Mike Petrie before the game, Kent, you and I, and he was saying that that's a tough place to play. That's a long road trip for us, and it's a very hostile environment out there.
The seawall's real. If you've been out there, the Starfire Complex in Tukwila, they have great fans. The city, the Emerald City, has embraced the Seawolves. A great sports town is Seattle, and they love the Seawolves. They're out there selling out matches. It is loud, it is hostile, a difficult place to play. Quite possibly the most difficult place to play in the league. And teams that have been out there, more often than not coming away victorious.
Well, I know Rugby United New York will be looking to turn MCU Park into a fortress of its own.
Yeah, the good news for them is just one more match on the road out at Zions Bank Stadium in Utah next week before finally getting to head home there at MCU Park where they host Toronto on March the 15th.
Free kick goes away to SaberCats.
For Houston, things not getting any easier as they will have to head out to face the seawall. They'll have to make the trip out to the Pacific Northwest to take on Seattle.
That game out there. Big collision comes in there, forces handling error against the SaberCats. Interesting, you've got the play here of Houston looking to end this game on a positive, and New York really just trying to get a full-time whistle. Got the bonus point. They'll come away with a maximum of 5 points here. Like you said, Kit, we'll get them up to 5th at best.
You got the call now.
This weekend, depending on results around the league.
Mike Tolkien has to be very pleased. His side, if they had a good game plan, they've executed it, which is always the more difficult thing to do. They've come out here, they've played the match they wanted, they've been patient, they've been effective, dominated possession, take advantage of the opportunities. Looks like they'll come out with the victory and that bonus point.
Fawcett. How about the skills of big Dylan Fawcett? That's his second kick in the match.
What a match from the Butcher, we've said it, but having number 2 back, Dylan Fawcett, this is a different New York team. Imagine how they'll be when they have the likes of Quill and Brakely back with them as well.
An impressive forward pack for sure out there in New York. Under the tutelage of Keys Lansing and Mike Tolkien. Another turnover, Denise. What a game for him tonight, the veteran. 2 tries.
Yeah, you can certainly make an argument as he's the man of the match. I think it's all about Denise and Fawcett. The two of them have been absolutely spectacular.
Put it on the ground!
That one spills forward as we are in the shadows of the full-time whistle here at Consolation Field. See neither one of these sides enthusiastic to get the scrum packed in a hurry.
That may give the edge to Fawcett, the man of the match, simply because what he's been able to do on the lineout. The lineout last week was huge for New York. They gave the ball away on lineout. They were not good against Seattle. And they've been outstanding just because they've had the Butcher back as the thrower. But again, it could be either one. Denise has been the mayor of Bayonne, your former teammate. What a match from him.
I don't think there'll be too many disappointed people if either player gets the nod. Both outstanding games.
And for Houston, the question is, after another tough loss, how do they bounce back? Questions remain for the SaberCats. More questions than answers.
Backward, that's all backward.
Once it's up, Liscombe against the play. He'll have a passage room entrance under the post as Lipscomb He gets the bonus try there for RUNY. It gets the run of play. 33 points to 8 after full time.
Have a look at this.
And really, that sums up the night for the SaberCats. Great work there from the big number, 23.
Just spills loose right into the hands of Lipscomb, a gift, and he will certainly not look the gift horse in the mouth. He'll be very happy to take that one in.
Start with a penalty. After the try was scored, 4 on your player. So we have to kick off you done.
You see, Rugby United.
So we're going to restart with a penalty. After the try was scored, clear forearm.
We have a yellow card.
There could be some trouble here for VT. There's a little extracurricular after the try was scored. I'm not sure if that's what Kraus is talking to Truval about.
VT there cleared. Lipscomb was going to go across to dot it down. VT taking some exception and taking frustration out on Lipscomb.
Conversion successful from Matina. Had a couple of injuries in the second half, which none longer than Murphy.
After try was scored,
it'll be a penalty back at halfway for Rugby United for the late contest from VT, and that is the full-time whistle. Play can't end on a penalty. It can end on a tap and a kick over the sideline from Matina. The full-time whistle rings, 35 points to 8, a convincing win for Rugby United New York over Houston.
Convincing win indeed. They did everything they wanted to do. They came out, they washed the sour taste out of their mouth after the loss last week at Seattle. They pick up another victory. Just one more road game for this New York side, but a big victory tonight in the Lone Star State.
We'll take a short break. When we return, we'll have our player of the match down on the field. Don't go away.
Once upon a time, there was a time when time stood still. You could pause the hustle and bustle to unwind with good music and a cold, refreshing beer. Well, friend, that time can now be any time thanks to Love Street Kolsch Style Blonde. It's a crisp, easy drinking, go-with-the-flow beer brewed with floral German hops. Hello. Well, hi there. When all you need is to kick back and give the soul some free time, all you need is Love Street. Brewed with love in Houston, Texas by the Carbach Brewing Company.
Major League Rugby is back. Join the uncaged action with your Houston SaberCats.
Are you looking for something fun and exciting for the whole family?
Do you like non-stop action and big hits?
Kids tickets starting at $10.
No helmets, no pads, just 2 teams going to battle.
This week, your Houston SaberCats take on New Orleans Gold at Constellation Field in Sugar Land. Get your tickets now.
Call 281-612-7837 or go to HoustonSaberCats.com.
Aviva, proudly sponsoring Houston SaberCats Rugby. With over 16,000 customers and 4,400 employees across the globe, we have delivered unrivaled excellence for more than 50 years. In an environment that's increasing in complexity, the one constant is the need for change. Change driven by new demands, by the desire to do things better, and by sustaining what you've created. We enable customers to master change, pushing boundaries in a digital world where everything is possible.
Welcome back to Constellation Field in Houston, Texas, where Rugby United have run out convincing winners, 35 points to 8. Let's go down to the field now with our player of the match, James Denise.
James, you are the man of the match, scoring 2 tries tonight. How were you able to break through Houston's defense?
It was just the work done by the boys. I mean, I just walked in on the tries. You know, they did all the hard work, and then, you know, I just had to go and meet it and put the ball down.
Defensively, you held Houston to just 3 points for the majority of the game. They scored that last try in the final few minutes. How was your defense able to have such a strong presence throughout the entire match?
Well, I think that's just like our motto, to be concrete and not give on defense, offense, and the set pieces. So I think we really came through on what we try to do and shut them down for most of the game.
playing 5 road games in a row. You get to spend a lot of time with your teammates while you travel. How has that helped build chemistry between everyone?
It's great. You know, you get to meet a lot of interesting characters, and you know, for us to be together for the year, it's great to, you know, meet all the new characters.
Meet all the new characters who?
Well, you got Dylan. You know, he's a character. He's always there. And you got guys like Workin, Houston. They're all good guys, and it's just a lot of fun.
Well, only one more game before you get to go back home. Enjoy the win tonight.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Austin. Thank you, James. Denise, the Mayor of Bayonne, the Prince of the Hudson River. He is our player of the match in a very convincing performance as he was able to get himself 2 tries on the way to a 35 points to 8 winner for Kip McConaughey, Austin Ivan, and our entire team. I'm Dan Power saying good night and goodbye till next time.